Hello everyone, this is Dr. Satish S. Bornare, Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding, Ekebag College of Agriculture, Nasik. Today we are going to learn the topic breeding for quality traits. So friends, first we will say what is meant by quality. So the suitability or fitness of an economic plant product in relation to its end use is nothing but the quality, and a trait that defines the some aspect of the produce quality is called as a quality trait. That means the trait that define the specific aspect of the produced quality is called as a quality trait or quality character, and each crop has a specific and often somewhat to a completely different set of quality traits. So let us see the classification of these quality traits. So these quality traits are morphological, organoleptic, nutritional, and biological. This is the just overview. Let us see one by one. So first one is the morphological traits. These traits are related to produce appearance, mainly concerned with the size, color of the produce. Then, for example, the grain or fruit size, grain or fruit color. These are the morphological traits. They are easily observable and usually play the main role in determining the consumer acceptance of the produce. Then second is organoleptic traits. What that organoleptic means? These organoleptics are concerned with the palatability of the produce. For example, the taste, aroma, smell, juiciness, softness, these are the organoleptic traits. They are easily detected and very important in influencing the consumer's preferences. The next one is a nutritional quality. This nutritional quality determines the value of the produce in human and animal nutrition. It includes protein content, quality, oil content, and oil quality, vitamin content, mineral content, etc., and also presence and anti-nutritional factors. These nutritional traits cannot be easily appreciated by consumers and farmers. They are of paramount value in determining human and animal health. The next one is the biological quality traits. This biological quality trait defines the actual usefulness of the produce when consumed by the experimental animals. For example, protein efficiency ratio, biological value, body weight gain, etc. And these traits are not obvious to the consumers and growers. Then they are extremely valuable in determining the utility of the produce for the human or animal consumption. That means they are very valuable for determining the utility of any produce that is used by human or animal consumption. So these are the biological quality traits. Besides this, there are some other quality traits are also, which includes the cooking quality of rice, keeping quality of fruits and vegetables, and fiber strength of the cottons. And many of these traits in these groups are prime importance in determining the usefulness of the concerned produce. So these are the other traits beside the listed one. And here the quality traits of the some of the selected crops, in which first is wheat. In wheat, the white or amber grain color, then medium to bold size, this grain, hard, whitish texture, lustrous appearance are the some of the important features of the good marketing quality or good market quality. And besides that, high lysine content and good baking quality are essential as it used in biscuit and bread manufacturing. So these are the important one characteristics or traits which are useful for biscuit or bread manufacturing in case of wheat. Then next is rice. So in case of rice, the white colored fine and long slender grains are preferable one. Then have taste and fragrance, the grain having taste and fragrance. Then less breakage in milling, means highly milling quality or highly milling recovery. Then more hulling recovery. Then better cooking quality, high protein and lysine content. These are the some of the quality traits of rice. Then in case of maize, bold flint grain with attractive color, rich in or high lysine, oil and sugar contents, and the seeds should be yellow or white. So these are the preferable colors in case of maize. Then in case of sorghum, bold thin pericarp, white grain of attractive shape and size, and high protein and lysine content. So these are the preferable characters in case of sorghum. Then next is pearl millet. In case of pearl millet, bold, lustrous, pearly, amber color grain with high iron content. As we all know that in pearl millet, this iron content is important one. So the grain having iron content is preferable one. Then barley. In malting barley, low protein content and high extract of soluble oligosaccharides after malting are desirable characters. So in case of barley, there are two types of barley, 2-row and 6-row. And this 2-row barley is mainly used in malting, and this 2-row barley having malting properties such as low protein content and high extract of soluble oligosaccharides. So these 2-row barleys are preferable in industrial purpose or malting purpose. Then low protein produces less haze in beer, and high oligosaccharides are suitable for fermentation. So these are the preferable characters in case of barley. Then next is pulses. So in case of pulses, attractive shape, size and color of the grain, high protein content, high methionine and tryptophan, and less flatulence. These are the preferable characters or qualities of the pulses. Then next, oil seeds. In case of oil seeds, attractive shape, size, color of the seeds, high oil content, free from anti-nutritional factors, and more proportion of unsaturated fatty acids. So these are the preferable attributes or traits of the oil seeds. Then in case of cotton, the fiber length, strength, fineness, maturity, uniformity and color. So these are the important one attributes related to the cotton. Then next, tobacco. Short and thin leaves with less branch pens are preferred for cigar. Then thin leaves are also preferred for pipe smoking. Then thick leaves are suitable for cigarettes, and high nicotine content for bidi, hookah and chewing, and low for cigarettes are preferred. Then high sugar content is also preferred. So according to the type of use or type of industries, these quality traits or traits are changed according to the industries or type of produce. Then sugarcane. In case of sugarcane, the moderate hardness, long internode, and optimum or low fiber for milling, sucrose ratio, high sucrose content, and good quality of the juice are preferable one. In case of potato, the attractive shape, size, and color of the tubers, then taste, cooking quality, thin skin, keeping quality, and high starch content are the characters which are preferable. Then in case of other vegetables, high vitamin and mineral contents, good taste, keeping quality and cooking quality are the some of the attributes or traits or qualities that are preferable one. Then in case of forage crops, greater nutritive value, more palatability and freedom from the toxic substances. As we all know that these forage crops are having some toxic substances, so freedom from that toxic substances are preferable one in case of forage crops. Then medicinal plants, high content of the active substances, that is secondary metabolites, are preferable one. So these are the different crops having different quality characteristics or traits. Then what are the goals of breeding for improved nutritional quality? These are breeding for high content and quality of the protein, high content and quality of the oil, high vitamin content, then low toxic substances which are harmful for the human health. So these are the four goals for the breeding of improved nutritional quality. So let us see first nutrition and nutrients. So the scientific study of the food in relation to the health is referred as a nutrition, while the various chemical component of the food which provide nourishment to the body are called as a nutrients. And these nutrients or nutritions are the carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals and water. And good nutrition refers to the adequate intake of well balanced diet which supplies all essential nutrients required by the body. And opposite to that, the malnutrition may result from the deficiency or excess or imbalance of any one of the nutrients. Hence, all the nutrients should be taken in an adequate quality and quantity also. So first one is a protein content and quality. So as we all know that protein are the organic macromolecules consisting of long chains of amino acids linked with each other by peptide bonds formed by the carboxyl group or of the one amino acid with the amino group of the other amino acids. So these are the proteins are building blocks, and these proteins are made up of macromolecule consist of long chains of amino acids, and these proteins are essential component of our diet, and the nutritional properties of protein are determined by the amino acid composition present in that particular protein. So there are 21 amino acids which are important for the human nutrition, and these according to their use they are classified into two groups. First one is the essential amino acids and second one is a non-essential amino acids. So these essential amino acids can't be synthesized in our human body, and their requirement has to be met by through dietary intake, and there are 10 essential amino acids. For example, methionine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, threonine, tryptophan, valine, phenylalanine, histidine, arginine. These are the 10 essential amino acids. Out of these, 2, arginine and histidine, are considered as a non-essential for adult. So for adult there are 8 essentially amino acids, and the non-essential amino acids can be synthesized in human body, and they need not to be supplied through the diet. So these are the essential non-essential amino acids: the cysteine, proline, glycine, serine, alanine, aspartic acid, then hydroxyproline, glutamic acid, then norleucine and tyrosine. These are the non-essential amino acids, and the quality of the protein is determined by the content of essential amino acids. The sulfur containing amino acids such as tryptophan, threonine, isoleucine, lysine, valine and methionine are referred as a limiting amino acids. Essential amino acids deficient in some vegetarian food. Here we can see the cereals are deficient in lysine, threonine, sometimes tryptophan. So these cereals are deficient majorly in lysine and tryptophan, while pulses are deficient in methionine and tryptophan. Nuts and oilseeds are deficient in lysine, while the green leafy vegetable and leaves and grasses are deficient in methionine. Then next is vitamins, a vital substance which are required in very small quantity and essential for the proper growth and good health are called as vitamins. and these vitamins are essential for body growth, maintenance and reproduction. And based on their solubility, vitamins are of two types. First one is a fat soluble, that is ADEK, and then second is a water soluble, that is B group vitamins and vitamin C. Vitamin D and folic acids can be partly synthesized in our body, and rest of the vitamins has to be supplied through diet. So we have to take most of the vitamins through our diet, and other vitamins are found in fleshy fruits, green vegetables, etc. Nutritional quality of cereals and pulses. Here are the some examples or some facts about the nutritional quality of the cereals and pulses. So the cereals are the important source of the carbohydrates, and contribution of the cereals is 70% for the total calories of the human diet, and they contribute 50% of the global protein requirement, while the grain legumes contribute only 20%, and remaining 30% comes from the animal products. So these are the some facts about the nutritional quality of the cereals and pulses. In case of cereals, these are the some of the facts. The average protein content in the cereals ranges from the 10 to 13%. However, the cereal protein is deficient in lysine, tryptophan and threonine, as we see earlier. Then cereal protein quality. In cereal, 4 types of proteins are there. First one is the albumins, then second one is the globulins, prolamines, then glutamines. So these albumins are water soluble, these globulins are soluble in saline solution, these prolamines are soluble in strong alcohol, while these glutamines are soluble in dilute alkaline solution. So this cereal contain 70% of prolamines plus glutamine and 30% of albumin plus globulins. And in all cereals, the prolamines are the relatively rich in proline and glutamine, but low in basic amino acids including lysine. Therefore, they have a poor nutritive value because the major amino acids, that is lysine, is lacking or deficient in case of cereal. So therefore they are having a poor nutritive value. The list of the mutant affecting the protein quality in this some cereal. Here are the list of the some mutant which affect the protein quality in cereals. We can see here in case of maize, barley, sorghum, these are the different mutants, their origin, then features, and then in remark the quality of the protein is affected by that particular mutants. Then legume protein improvement. The legume contains protein from 18 to 28%, which is almost double of that the cereals. Exception is soybean, that is having 43%. And in pulses, 2 types of proteins are generally found. First one is albumin and second one is a globulin. And in case of chickpea, this globulin is of 3 types, that is alpha, beta and gamma. The alpha globulin account for more than 80% of the total protein. In faba, bean and pea, globulin is of 2 types, that is legumin and vicillin. Then this legumin is of less soluble in salt solution than vicillin. Moreover, the legumin does not coagulate at high temperature, that is 95 degrees Celsius, while the vicillin coagulates. So these are the protein profile and their function in case of legume. So these protein legumes are deficient in methionine and tryptophan. As we see earlier, all cereals are deficient in lysine and tryptophan, while all proteins are deficient in methionine and tryptophan. Moreover, they contain several toxic substances such as protease inhibitors, hemagglutins, then latrogens, glucosides, goitrogens, cyanogens, metal binding factors and antivitamin factors. However, many of these toxic compounds are destroyed during the cooking and safe for cooking and safe for eating after the cooking. Then some of these toxins have to be eliminated through breeding methods. The mixture of cereals and pulses in 3:1 ratio provides a nutritionally balanced diet. So friends, as we see earlier, the cereals are deficient in some of the amino acids, while pulses are also deficient in the some of another amino acids. So the mixture of the cereals and pulses in 3:1 ratio provide the nutritionally balanced diet. This one is important. Then in case of pulses, there are two types of protein, albumins and globulins, and pulses contain about 20% of albumins and 80% of globulins. And what are the genetics of that nutritional traits? These nutritional traits are governed by, some of the traits are governed by oligogenics, that is means one or two genes are responsible. Some of them are governed by many genes having small cumulative effect, and some of the genes or some of the traits are also governed by cytoplasmic genes showing the maternal effects. Here the some of the examples of the crop having the genetics or the traits controlled by the oligo, poly, or some having maternal effects also. So in case of sorghum, the quality characteristic, that is high lysine, are controlled by single partially dominant gene, and such as all the crops and their quality characters and the gene controlling given here. So this is the list or overview of the genetics of the nutritional quality character of the different crops. We can see crop here, then quality characteristics, and then the gene controlling the traits. Then sources of the quality traits, in which first source is a cultivated variety. So as we all know that the first method or first way to find the quality traits is always a cultivated varieties. For example, in case of wheat, most paper sources, for example, Atlas 66 in USA and Nampal in India, have been used as a source of high lysine and protein content. So these are the cultivated varieties are first preferred by the breeder for as a source of the quality traits breeding. Then a related wild species or then germplasm collection. The germplasm line, that is high lysine, that is 3% of the total protein line of the sorghum, that is IS 11167 and IS 11758 were identified from the Ethiopian collection. So this is the example of the germplasm collection, and this germplasm collection is also act as a sources for quality traits. Then mutant induced mutation is also a source for quality traits. So many quality traits have been contributed by spontaneous and induced traits, induced mutation. Some of the examples of the mutants or the different traits that can be utilized as a source for the quality breeding are, in case of the so the example for the induced mutation is the variety P721 opaque mutant of the sorghum has opaque endosperm, which is not likely by the consumers. So by using the induced mutation, the vitreous endosperm is isolated from P721 opaque line, and these mutants having high lysine content. Then somaclonal variants are also used as a source of quality traits, and these somaclonal variants may sometimes show an improvement in quality traits. For example, a somaclonal variant of the sweet potato had deeper and more stable root color, which is preferred by the consumers, and these variants were released as a new variety called Scarlet in case of sweet potato. Then next, wild relatives the wild relatives, there are several instances where genes from the improved quality were contributed by the wild relatives. For example, in case of cotton, the different quality traits are contributed by different wild relatives. For example, the fiber strength is derived or exploited from the Gossypium thurberry species. Then the fiber fineness, strength and maturity is derived from the species wild relatives, that is Gossypium anomalum. And some of the examples of the genetic engineering are also there, where the different varieties or different genes from the different unrelated organisms are also utilized for the improving the quality of the existing variety. And for in case of the Brassica napus variety having high lauric acid, that is laurical, and the Brassica napus variety producing hirudin and antithrombin protein of the high pharmaceutical values. These are the examples of the transgenic or genetic engineering as a source for the improving quality traits. Then breeding methods for the quality traits. There are different breeding methods utilized for the different quality traits, in which pedigree method, then recurrent selection, then hybridization, then mutation and transgenic breeding play a very vital role. Among them, in case of barley, the backcross method was also utilized for development of high lysine lines. And in barley, high lysine line had a small seed size and low grain yield. Then, in case of the mutation breeding, this mutation breeding is used for development of high lysine in sorghum, barley and maize. So these are the some of the breeding methods which we can utilize for the improving the quality traits. Then screening technique. These screening techniques, breeding for enhanced nutritional quality and involves lot of the chemical analysis. In breeding material has to be screened for the protein content, amino acids composition, seed oil content, fatty acid composition, vitamin content and anti-nutritional factor, and these require a close cooperation of the biochemist. So for that, the selection of the plants with the better nutritional quality is done based on the chemical analysis, should be a simple, cheap and rapid. Now, a rapid chemical analysis method are available for protein estimation and seed oil estimation, fatty acid and amino acid analysis. Nowadays, these are techniques are available to analyze various protein content, protein estimation, seed oil estimation, or fatty acids or amino acids analysis. First is a seed oil analysis. The seed oil analysis is done with the help of a nuclear magnetic resonance, that is NMR, or nuclear infrared analyzer, that is NIR. This is the non-destructive method of oil analysis, and after oil analysis the seed can be used for sowing purpose. So this is the important, that the after oil analysis we can use this seed as a sowing purpose. So this is the non-destructive method, and the several single plants in the segregating population can be analyzed by this method, and this method is quite simple, highly accurate and very fast. By using this method, 300 to 400 samples can be easily analyzed per day. Then next method is the protein analysis. Now analysis of the grain protein is done with the help of protein analyzer, and the analysis is based on the principle of infrared reflectance measurement, and the seed is grouped into the floor which is used for the analysis. So this is the destructive method, and this method is very fast. By this method 200 to 300 samples can be easily analyzed per day, and individual amino acids can be estimated by colorimetric method or microbial method. And analysis of anti-nutritional factor is carried out by chemical method. The old method of protein estimation, that is Jaldan method, and oil analysis, that is Soxhlet method, were very much time consuming through, though they are more accurate. So these are the two methods which were utilized in the analyzing. Then breeding for low toxic substances. As we all discussed, there are some toxic substances in most of the forage or vegetable crops. So it is important one to remove that toxic at breeding by using breeding. In some grain, legumes and oilseeds, the vegetables, fruits and forage crops having toxic substances, these toxic substances have adverse effect on human and animal health, and feeding of the forage with toxic substances will adversely affect the health of the particular animal. Therefore, it is essential to develop the varieties of the forage and food crops with low level of toxic substances so that it should not have adverse effect when consumed by the animals. So this is the overall view of the breeding for the low toxic substances. And considerable progress has been made in development of varieties with low toxin content in the above crops, and breeding for the reduction in toxic substances require a lot of chemical analysis. Hence, the development of the simple, cheap, rapid and reliable method for chemical analysis is essential. Here, the different toxic substances found in the different food and fodder crops are given, in which different food crops, here we can see the kesari is having the lathyrus or nitrogen as a toxic substances, then pigeon pea, cowpea, French bean having pigeon pea and cowpea having the TRPS inhibitors, French bean hemagglutinin 9, trypsin and amylase inhibitors. Just like all the crops, these are the food crops having particular toxic substances, and next to that there are some of the fodder crops such as sorghum, sudan grass, sweet clover, alfalfa, and their toxic substances are given here. Then what are the practical achievements of these breeding for quality traits? So the varieties with improved nutritional qualities have been developed in several food crops in the many countries. And in common bean, the seed protein has been increased from 21.9 to 24.6, and in case of soybean, the 42.8 to the 46.1. So this is the practical achievement in case of common bean and soybean. In case of sunflower, the seed oil content has been increased from 32% to almost 50% in USSR, that is in Russia, and in safflower from 37 to 50%. In case of maize, the seed oil content has been increased from 4.7% to 17%, and protein content from the 10.9 to 23.5%. And in case of wheat, this Atlas 66 is an important source of high protein, which is being used in breeding programs for the improvement of protein content. So this variety is an important variety for the protein content. Then here the list of different varieties with improved quality released in some crops plants in India. So we can see here the different crop species and the quality characteristics and the varieties released in the particular. For example, in case of the maize, the Purtina, Shakti and Ratan, these are the varieties which is released and having improved quality. Then in case of sugar, these are the number of varieties are there. In case of barley, then Karan 15 and other. In case of lathyrus, the Pusa 24. In case of soybean, Lee variety is having 43 to 45% protein and 23 to 25% of the oil. So this is the all for the quality traits, breeding for quality traits, and these are the varieties in different crops released in India. Thank you. This video is for education purpose only and references are as below. Thanks once again.